What up, my knights? It's like a Dragon Knight here, and today is going to be part 3 to What If Naruto Had the Power. Last time we let off, Naruto returned to the Hidden Leaf. He got his parents' homes for himself, and joined the academy. Let's jump into it. Now, there's 2 months before the academy actually starts with finding out for Naruto, and since Naruto doesn't have any money on him, he takes a bunch of D-rank missions. During these D-rank missions, he also picks up a bunch of jutsu from some tuning, even a couple of Genings that actually had mission requests. One jutsu in particular is a jutsu that Naruto actually got from Kakashi of the Sharingan. And honestly, Naruto hadn't learned this jutsu beforehand because as there was no reason for him to learn it in the eyes of Muto, water style water prison. Now, that jutsu will come into play a bunch later, but Naruto does a bunch of missions, and unknown to Naruto, someone on Thirokage and the council are putting in Naruto's record. Now you see, since Naruto wasn't there, Sai took his place. So teams are going to be like Kana, except Sai is going to replace Naruto and Kakashi's team before anyone asks. Naruto is going to be reserve Genin. The only reason I'm doing this is because it helps deal with the disasters from monsters, but also makes certain missions very interesting. Anyway, after those 2 months pass, Naruto gets into the academy, and Naruto's very, very impressed, but at the same time disappointed by a lot of stuff taught at the academy. Personally, I would. If you just teach him chakra control the last 6 months with the leaf sticking exercise, you can't expect them to be strong. In the old curriculum, before the Cerulean Council messed up with it, originally in canon, and then all people who graduated had tuning level reserves and control. So you can kind of see how that went drastically down because of the Cerulean Council. So, anyway, as Naruto's studying in class, as he's thinking about the power coins. Now, you see, Naruto hasn't decided what to do with them yet. There are many paths you can do with the power coins. 1, you can use the power coins to make brand new Zords. 2, you can use them to make brand new Morphers that can control existing or new Zords. Or 3, which is an option that Naruto definitely does not want to do, you can use the power coins to unlock someone's potential. But as a result, the power coin is absorbed into that person's body. So Naruto will not do the third option. Now, however, while he's there at the academy, he actually has clones doing D-rank missions while he's actually in the academy. All of a sudden, Alpha messages Naruto on the communicator on the Morpher. Luckily, he makes a quick clone that stays for the rest of the day in class, and it was lunchtime, so no one noticed the difference. Naruto goes, "What's up, Alpha?" Naruto. Detecting. Ding. 2 monsters. Is heading from the direction of the land of waves. Which 2? Naruto asks. Mighty Minotaur and King Sphinx. Alright, I'll take care of it. It's morphin' time! Red Maelstrom. Actually, I need to look at that. Good. Because I forgot the name. Sorry, guys. It's been a while since I made videos for this series, so if I forget a few things, I apologize. Red Choco Maelstrom power. He morphs. Quickly gets on his bike, because I find it funny that every Ranger series, they always have bikes to travel with. Naruto gets at his. He goes out to meet Minotaur, and King Sphinx. Unknown to Naruto, a figure has been following him since he sensed Naruto into the village. Now this figure was mentioned in the last part. If anyone can figure out which part which section of the part 2 of the series where this character was mentioned, I will probably be doing some bonus videos for other series. Anyway, Naruto encounters Mighty Minotaur and King Sphinx. Sphinx fights them and takes them down. But instead of them growing like other monsters, they just are completely just destroyed. I mean, completely destroyed. There's no remains or nothing. And Naruto's confused with this because normally there would be Puddys and skeleton warriors that would pop up for Naruto to fight, like the minions. But since he was in the land of waves, he figured he would go out and see if he could find that strange energy he was sensing. He does. He goes to the land of waves, goes on the actual island, the landmass, and right in the middle of the waters where eventually the bridge that was built in the land of waves arc goes over, there is a structure down there. Naruto, equips his rebreather, swims down there, and he's surprised by what he sees. You see, Naruto once heard legends that before the Mighty Morphin Team and him, there actually were other rangers who helped him. However, the power coins and Zords went missing after they died of old age. And frozen in front of Naruto as he looks up is the Golden Gorilla Thunder Zord. That's one of the 5 Zords that were created. But Naruto found one. He taps his communicator and says, "Alpha, you're not only what I found." And Alpha goes, "What did you find?" And Naruto says, "Sending a visual to you now." Sends a picture of it, messages to Alpha. Alpha gets it, and Alpha goes, "Ay, the gold gorilla, Naruto, do you find its power coin?" Naruto looks around, and he does indeed find the power coin. Right? However, the power coin looks drained. Naruto says, well, we can at least recharge the coin and make it better. Naruto says to put the coin back in his pocket. Then after he turns off the Zord, he takes the Zord and teleports it back to the Hidden Leaf. Naruto uses the Horizon, because Minotaur told him that, teleport back to the Hidden Leaf. This was the end of the school day. So, no one knew that Naruto was gone all this time, and his clones didn't act like anything. Except for the figure that followed Naruto and watched it. The figure mutters under its breath, It seems Zodan finally chose it was a ranger for this world. Well, looks like I may have to start preparing for my retirement. After that, the figure vanishes. Now, the whole year of the academy basically goes the same, but Naruto having really good grades, all that stuff. And about 2 weeks for graduation, Naruto is called before the third Hokage. And the third Hokage asks Naruto about some questions. Naruto answers them truthfully. And so these were questions about Naruto's Zords, per se. Because as the third Hokage is worried that when Naruto calls the Zords, they are going to come out of the ground of the village and damage the village. But Naruto basically says, no, the Zords would teleport to my location or go through underground tunnels. Of course, this made the third Hokage rest easy, but he can still have the bad feeling that there's something moving beneath the village. A hint to anyone who's read Naruto: The Legacy, you see. Anyway, as Naruto is focusing hard, he befriends his 2 best friends since coming back to the Leaf Village are Sasuke and Hinata. They hanged out with him a lot. And Naruto and Hinata, they just seem to hit it off. That's really good friends. not only that, but thanks to Naruto, Hinata's confidence skyrocketed to the point to where she was during the 4th grade Shinobi War, that level of confidence. And now, I haven't decided on a pairing for Naruto yet, but I am saying that my Power Ranger What If, there's going to be only one girl for Naruto. And depending on how people feel about it, I will choose a girl. However, I won't be doing Hinata or Ino because they're popular girls on my other What Ifs. So I'm going to pick a different girl. You know, heck, if you guys want me to, I could even ship Hinata and Sasuke together. That would be really funny in my opinion. Anyway. Hey. The 2 weeks go by and we get to the Genie exams. Naruto does pretty well on the written exam. About 98 out of 100. The reason is because as Naruto doesn't know about recent history like the Uchiha massacre that much. So it's a bit different. Anyway, while Naruto was waiting for everyone else to finish, he looks outside and he could sense, instead of being watched by the 5th Hokage, because the Hokage has that jutsu with his crystal ball lets him see stuff. And so Naruto goes outside for the physical portion before they go outside for the final portion, which is the ninjutsu portion. Naruto goes outside and sits down to meditate. However, Naruto can't stop up thinking that something's going on because he has this uneasy feeling. And when you're a Power Ranger, uneasy feelings tend to stand out. Now, as to halfway through the Taijutsu exam, all of a sudden, you see an explosion at the front gates of the village. Which everyone's wondering what's going on, but then Naruto gets a beeping on his watch. Naruto thinks, Alpha, what's going on? And Alpha's voice in Naruto's mind, because Naruto made a seal like that, so that way people don't expect Naruto's watch. Naruto said, Naruto, we got big trouble. Puddys and skeleton warriors. Plus, I detected 3 monsters on the sensors. Alright. Do we know which 3? No. Oh. Naruto groans, saying, just when I wanted to do something relaxing. And Naruto goes, I'll be right back, Iruka-sensei. Body flickers all the way to the grate. As Kotetsu and Izumo are holding up the Puddys, Naruto gets there and does Shadow Clone Jutsu. Makes about 20 clones. They go off to help Izumo and Kotetsu. And Naruto's fighting hand-to-hand combat. Naruto decides to use this to show off some of his jutsu. And Naruto's only going to use 4 jutsu for his elements. Wind style, wind bullet. Naruto rapidly shoots. Who's hitting a bunch of Puddys together. Naruto flashes his hands in again as it does. Wind style, great breakthrough. Launching the Puddys out of like the inner sanctum. Like, say the gates open like this, and the Puddys were like all around on the inside. Naruto's breakthrough pushes them far out. Naruto then does wind style, lion tornado blast, and basically channels wind chakra to his hands and launches it, and it looks like a lion-shaped tornado. Then Naruto says, time to finish off this first group. Piercing spear. Naruto pierces the spear and destroys 3 groups of Puddys. Now each group of Puddys are about 15, if anyone is wondering. Then Naruto moves on to the next group, and this time skeleton warriors. Naruto sees he's Chunin about to be attacked from the skeleton archers, and Naruto body flicks in front of them and flashes and goes, water style! Water wall! If you want an example like what kind of water wall, think the second Hokage's water wall when he fought the 3rd Hokage as a reanimation. The Chunin goes, that was close. Thanks, Naruto. No, Naruto nods. Then Naruto goes, Alright, these guys are seriously starting to make me angry. Naruto flashes hand signs, ending on the ram hand sign, and it goes, water style! Water needle! Water just comes from the water wall like needles and just... That's like a spider web. Naruto could just tap this, destroy the groups. It is at this moment that one of the big three monsters show up. Yep. And it's Gnarly Gnome. Now, I got a question for you guys. I have all the monsters written down I want to show up. Do you guys want me to delete the monsters that Naruto's already beaten? Because Puddys and Skeleton Warriors are going to be a common thing for Naruto until he defeats the last monster. Tell me in the comments, guys, what you think. Anyway, Naruto goes, oh, this is not good. Naruto quickly flushes his hands, and one of his clones helps Naruto. One clone does, what a style. What a shuriken. And Naruto goes himself. The original Naruto goes, what a style, what a whip. But basically smashing the gnome into the ground. Boom. One other Naruto's clones use the jutsu used for lightning and earth. Earth lightning style, lightning bolt, piercing arrows, lightning snake, and starburst stream. Now, for the other half of Naruto's clones that are helping defeat the Puddys and Skeleton Warriors, they use fire jutsu, but don't show that much. Consider that fire jutsu is Naruto's weakest main element at this point. Even though he has the Nine Tails inside of him, Naruto can't keep up. Anyway, then Naruto's clones do fire style, fireball jutsu, placing fireball jutsu, phoenix flower jutsu, and Naruto uses fire style, fire run on it. And while fire run is a high C, low D rank fire jutsu, Puddys are that weak that they can take a hit from it. Because from my standpoint, the Puddys and Skeleton Warriors aren't that physically fit to deal with elemental attacks from Naruto. So elemental ninjutsu is the best way to take them down. And this is when a very ugly face shows up. Plankton Piggy and Chunky Chicken. And they both ganged up on Naruto, and Naruto's struggling to keep up with them. Now, this is where things get mighty dangerous. All of a sudden, Gnarly Gnome appeared behind Naruto and was about to bash him in. All of a sudden, you hear behind Naruto, Earth Style, Earth Wall. Oh, no wait, not Earth Wall, Mud Wall. Oh, Naruto looks behind him and sees Kakashi. And Kakashi goes, it was cutting it close, eh, kid? And Naruto nods, and Naruto goes, Earth Style, Earth Trap. And launches his hands down, destroying all the remaining Puddys, these Skeleton Warriors, as well as destroying Gnarly Gnome. But Clunky Chicken and Puggy Pig are still at large. Right. And Naruto just says, get the injured out of here. I'll take these two down. And Kakashi nods. Naruto does Earth Style, Underworld Swamp, making them so they can't move. And then Naruto yells, Earth Spear, Earth Axe. Naruto in his right hand makes an Earth Spear. Wait, this is my left hand. His right hand an Earth Spear, his right hand Earth Axe, and throws them, taking down both monsters. And just like before, the monsters, there's no remains. There's not even a make these monsters grow. However, Naruto did see something odd. A white snake slithering away. But Naruto was able to catch the snake, but not before the snake dropped its scroll in front of someone, and that someone took the scroll and ran. But Naruto captured the snake. And Naruto looks at the right snake and he remembers from history. Thinks, so Orochimaru is responsible for these monsters? Naruto doesn't understand what's going on. But hopefully, so they can shed some light. Anyway, Naruto goes back and continues getting exams. The ninjutsu portion. Naruto's last one. Naruto goes, alright. Iruka goes, alright, Naruto, please perform the henge. And Naruto henges into Tommy Oliver. Over. And this, if anyone's wondering which Tommy I'm talking about Tommy from the Turbo movie. That version of Tom. That Tommy's appearance. And Iruka is very impressed with how lifelike it looks. And Tommy asks, "So, Naruto, who is this?" Naruto displaces the henge, and he says, "One of the reasons I am so good at hand-to-hand combat, one of my teachers, Tommy Oliver." And Naruto's invited his side, saying, maybe one day I'll come back. Maybe one day after all the craziness here is done, I could probably go back. Now, what Naruto doesn't know, though, is that because Naruto is in the elemental nations instead of Power Ranger world, time is a little bit tricky. Anyway, Iruka says, next produces substitution. Naruto substitutes with the furthest thing away, which is the third Hokage's hat, and then teleports back. Afterwards, Iruka says, "Alright, Naruto, show us a clone technique, and show us one jutsu for bonus credit." Naruto goes, "Shadow clone jutsu," makes about 40 clones. And everyone is shocked at this, because most of them are Shinobi families, and they get it. And Naruto says, "We're gonna have to go outside for this one." Naruto goes outside. Right? And Naruto flashes his hands and goes, "Storm style. Well, white tiger cloud." And Naruto launches an electrical storm that looks like a tiger and just crashes and destroys the dummies. Iruka says, "Congratulations, Naruto. You pass." And Iruka goes up and says, Alright, come back in 3 days for team placements. And with that, I'm ending this video here, guys. I hope you like part 3. And in the comments below, I'm gonna put 2 questions. One is going to be concerning those power coins. Earlier, I stated the 3 different courses someone could go with the power coins. What course should Naruto go through is your guys' opinion. The second question, that has to do with the monsters. Like I said, I have a list of monsters from the original Rangers that I have, and if you guys want me to, I will delete them from the list. Except the Puddys and Skeleton Warriors until the last monster is done. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. I'm